Good morning and welcome back to Youth Wednesdays and Tobago Updates Morning Show. You're viewing us here in live here in Portmore, Scarborough, Tobago. My name is Dwayne. For those who just rejoining us, we want to apologize for the technical difficulty as we continue the conversation surrounding Elevate, the workshop and concert. And this morning we're discussing with Miss Sharon Phillips, who is quite renowned in the Tobago space, in Trinidad and Tobago, and I might even arguably say in the region and internationally. Good morning and welcome to you, Ms. Phillips.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, Tobago Updates.
For those who might have just opened their fridge doors and would have suffered the same technical feat that we just experienced, just tell the viewers about yourself and what you have been doing and what you do.
Well, I am Sharon Phillips from Mason Hall, Tobago. I am a consummate creative. I live from the creative sector. I'm a singer, songwriter, but also does some arrangement and production as well. I'm a designer, sculptor, artist, 3D, everything, wire bender. I dabble in everything. Let's just put it that way. I really hate to sell myself. Bond girl. I've done a bit of everything, and I returned here in 2012 to take care of my ailing father, and I had to leave. I really had to go abroad in order to make sure that some opportunities would have come my way in terms of exposure. But I returned in 2012 with an objective to give back, and I've been doing that since.
Right, quite noble. The concert, the workshop. How does a concert and a workshop work?
All right.
And what is the plan in all of this?
I'm glad that you've asked. So one of the issues that we are having in the creative sector is that, unfortunately, a lot of persons, for example, who are at the administrative arm of the sector have never been practitioners within the sector. So they don't understand this sector, not even from a practical standpoint. If you were doing a regular concert or a regular product, and it's not a regular concert, I need to state that to Tobago and the rest of the world, we are now putting on a concert that is going to rival the likes of what you see abroad in the first world regions. And the reason for that is that we have been getting it wrong for a long time. And sometimes when you want something done the right way, you just have to do it yourself. Now, being an artist myself and being exposed internationally to A-listed situations that the local artists here have not been exposed to, it does bring me to a place of responsibility where that is concerned, to have that kind of offering done. And if you were having a production, you would have rehearsals, but it would have only been that level of intimate interaction with the curation of the production would only have been experienced by the A-listed actors or dancers or singers or whoever that may have been, within the production and no one else. However, I have seen from time immemorial, I've seen the THA become the largest promoter and financier of fetes and events with very little to no give back. Less entertainment, of course, which is the objective of the event, but there's no real tangible give back.
And what does this tangible give back in relation to this concert would look like for you?
And this tangible give back in terms of this concert is a pay forward. So I am changing the attitude of how we do things from the way we are now prepared to do things. And there are going to be more than 12 top-tier Tobago artists and creatives on this particular show. Each of them is going to be given back by way of being a part of the workshop. This workshop is happening in tandem with the education sector as well. Because what we are doing, culture isn't going to go anywhere unless we're teaching it to the children,
Right.
So we have partnered now with Goodwood School, and we want to partner with all the high schools, with the students in 4th and 5th forms, as long as it's not going to affect their exams or anything. The classes are going to be, the workshop is going to happen between the hours of 6 to 9 for 14 days. So listen, the concert is 1 day, probably 2.5 to 3 hours. But the workshop is 14 days. And I've gotten my creatives to come on board. They are going to be there with these youths, with these new creatives, inspiring them, assisting them, learning and growing together, because that's the only way we can do it. And we want to have them, it's important to have them at that age and stage, because when children graduate from school, they usually do not have the ability to get a job immediately. They are either too young for employment, and this is why the workshop is doing designing, arts and craft, dance and drama.
And that would have been my next question, because we are hearing a lot about the word creatives.
Yes.
And just kind of dissect that for those who might not understand what that means.
Everyone who is in the creative and performing arts. So this would be those who are into art. Artists like Creed. This gentleman has so much positive vibration in his music. I couldn't for the love of me understand why the media, and I'm talking about radio, TV, I don't understand why we're pushing some of the elements we're pushing with the crime situation the way it is not responsible. When last you see this young lady dance? At one point she was the top contemporary female dancer, one of the top female contemporary dancers on this island. She now has a dance school. I haven't seen Lisa dance for years. Steph is the queen of reggae in Tobago. When will we start giving her the respect for that? You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's what this is about.
Just to name a few. Just to
name a few, because this concert is a reggae concert. We have David Frank, we had Kirsch Ramsey there, we have David Frank on violin. So it's not just singers. And of course, you know, I am the queen of Bacchanal. I had to bring my boy Kidani. Yes, Kidani had to run out and improvise. I'm loving this, bringing back masculinity into our dance spaces. Yes. You know, I'm big on that. I'm very big on that. So, Tobago, it's going to be a massive event. And maybe when you understand why we are doing this event, we have 4 creatives right now that this concert is in benefit of. It's a benefit concert, by the way.
And just quickly tell us, because we are...
Yeah, those persons have been diagnosed with a range of illnesses that are very serious at this point in time, and we have to raise some serious money. Now, I've heard Tobago complain, and this is what I have to tell you right now. Kay Allen needs you. Sophie Guillaume needs you. Brian Clark needs you, and Lisa Maxwell needs you. 2 of those people you just saw on flyers. They will be performing, although this is for them. They're not comfortable with just their peers working. They want to work too. Right. So I need Tobagonians to come out.
I want you to quickly tell us the cost for tickets.
Early bird tickets are $200. They're going to end on Friday. Get your tickets before 6 p.m. We have it at Pablo's Supermarket in Argyle, where Kay Allen's family is from. We have Viewport Supermarket, both Scarborough and Canaan. We have at Lost Restaurant and Bar. The box open at Shaw Park is going to be open from just before the concert itself. And committee members, call the numbers. We have flyers up all over social media. So look for it. Elevate. It's going to be the biggest thing that we've done for the year. For artists, by artists. We are finally together, Tobago. We're finally unified for something great.
All right. And that, guys, is none other than Miss Sharon Phillips, bringing the vibe, bringing the energy in the Tobago space as it pertains to creatives. Unfortunately, this brings us to the end of this aspect of the interview. I just want to thank you guys for joining us. Remember to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.